Oh no, don't do it.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible weekend. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. Am I frozen?
Why are you frozen? Yes, you are.
Sometimes when I go to like a full screen mode on YouTube, I don't know why it freezes my whole computer. So, anyways, hopefully everything will snap back, and we can get on with normal. But yes, I'm doing good. We are winding down this year. We are getting close to the end of it all, or at least the end of 2024,
Yes.
and getting ready to start a brand new year with a brand new attitude and brand new fun. So let's hope that all works well, and maybe my technology will also work better in 2025. All right, come on, YouTube. Sorry, guys. This is for the chat room. I'm just everything's all offset, and my camera is like totally frozen. All right, Carlos, why don't we get started? You can take a look at things. I'll reset, and hopefully we'll come back all good.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. All right. We'll wait to see Peter gets going there. Let's take a quick look at our gappers list. And yes, some people, I was supposed to be off today. So I'm back because I think Brent is traveling. So I had to run the show this morning. So back for one more day, at least for this morning. And then I'm off tomorrow. All right, friends, quick look at our gappers list this morning. AMIX up 83%. We'll see what's driving that. So small stuff in the green. Well, not small. Only 3 tickers in the green this morning, and everything else in the red. So a lot of red on the screen today. Our tickers that we love to see here. Plenty of them in the red. Got Mara, Riot, SMCI. I mean, you see all these familiar names in the red side of things this morning. So we'll dive in to see what's driving those. All right, back to
Carlos?
our... Yeah, I got you. I see your face moving. Good.
Yeah, we're good, except for you need to do the sound in the chat room.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Sound in the chat room. Let's do that. 1 second. Turn that on. Again, my mind is in off mode today, but let's see here. Yeah, I'm supposed to be off, so my mind is like, I'm still in vacation mode for the next couple of days. All right, let's go back in here and see the chat room. We'll turn them on and we'll get rocking and rolling there. All right, over on YouTube, good morning, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. You guys should be able to hear us with no problem. My camera's going to freeze while I open up the chat room. It usually does. I'll reset it and it'll start up again. But here it is. We got the sound. There it is. Sound is good.
There it is.
Look at the camera froze. Okay, so I'll just reset it. Always does when I open up the chat room. Just got to hit this button here and we are good to go. Awesome, friends. All right. Good morning, BBT members. Sorry about that. I was mentioning to our YouTube chat, I'm supposed to be off today, so my mind is only working half percent right now. Okay, let's get going here. So, Peter, as we were going through the gappers, says again, a lot of stuff in the red. And for those members in the room that did not see this, a lot of stuff in the red today. Just a couple of tickers in the green this morning. We'll dive into what's driving a lot of that today. So, Peter, before we do that, any U.S. economic data that we might have for today?
Yeah, absolutely. And where's my picture? Come on, man. Oh, jeez. All right, sorry. Only a couple of pieces of data. Again, computer problems are plaguing me here. We have stuff I can't see. Oh, my God. Carlos, apparently my computer needs a holiday break and it's going to come back. I had two pieces of economic data I wanted to tell you about. I got to call them up here again. The Chicago Business Barometer that's coming up. It's the PMI number that's coming up at 9:45, and then pending home sales that's at 10 a.m. Those are medium level market impact items. Probably on this type of market are not going to move things very heavily. Like we've got pretty light economic data and fairly light, I would say, overall volume expected on the markets today. We're in this in between day. It's a normal trading day, right? We're not off early or anything, but I still expect volumes to be a little lighter than normal. So, I think you should take that into account as you're working your trading today, and as you're making decisions about how you invest in this market. Now, I want to say for all those that were attending the engineering the markets with our good buddy Jared this morning, as he always does, he takes us through his perspective on the markets and what to expect. One of the things he was talking about is overall, we're seeing this downturn in the market. You can see Carlos has got it on the screen there with the Qs this morning, and the Q and the SPY are moving down. This is the period we often talk about, something called the Santa Claus rally. So what does that mean? Well, the Santa Claus rally has been something that people have been talking about since the late 1960s. And the theory is that over the holiday period that the markets will go up generally in the last 5 days of the trading year, and then the first 2 days of January. And I just wanted to highlight that if we that's a general perspective, right, that comes from almost 60 years ago. And just because it's a general trend doesn't mean it always happens. This is a chart of the more recent performance. If you look at the Santa period, right, last 5 days of the trading year, first 2 trading days of the next year, you can see that, sure, on average, right, we get market increases over that period of time. It doesn't mean it's evenly distributed over those 7 trading days, however. And you can see a number of years where we had some significant downturns if you look at this graph that I've got on the screen for you. The other thing that I want to bring your attention to is the fact if you just focus in on the last 10 years or so, here at the tail end of this graph, you'll notice that the relative increase or decrease is much more modest than it used to be. So sometimes we get into these, general expressions or sayings or expectations, right? That okay, maybe they've been true on average, and maybe they're more true in the past. I would argue that recently, it's less pronounced any movement in the market up or down. In 2014, 2015, we had some significant downturns, and then ever since, it's been pretty modest. We've been talking about around 1% or less of movement one way or the other, which means that it's not something you can just generally expect the market to go up, and we're certainly seeing that this year. It looks like we're probably going to have a down period here, but who knows, right? I mean, it could easily turn around in the first 2 days of January. It could turn around today or tomorrow, who knows? But I just, I thought it was interesting when I looked at this graph. It seemed noticeable to me how much, more mild, much more modest these moves have been on average over the last decade or so, compared to some of the bigger movements we would have got historically, which would have led to the expression and the expectation that we've had in the past. So, just keep that in mind. And trade accordingly. Like, always trade against what the market is telling you on the day. Don't trade based on some general expectations or rumor about what's going to happen. So keeping that in mind, we can get back to our trading. We're going to take a look at what's actually moving, what we think we can take advantage of, and what we want to stay away from.
Yeah, Peter, that's some great information on there. And as you were doing that, I was pulling up the Qs on the monthly, and a lot could have to do with just look how much this thing has moved. I mean, year to date, it's been crazy, right? If you look at the last couple of years where you show that there was less movement for the Santa Claus rally, this stock market has just been ripping. So maybe that has to do something with it, right? We had such a great year. How much more? What else do you want, right? What else do you want, right? So who knows? All right, friends, let's take a look here on our gappers list. We'll start with the first one. It's going to be AMD. BIX this morning, up 81%, 4.1 million shares traded. Low flow at 1.1 million shares, lower price stock as well. Again, typically not something I will look at. Looks very messy too, even in the pre-market. Tons of volume, but not a whole lot of information as far as candlesticks. Peter, anything going on? Any news on this one this morning?
Yeah, they did have some news. This is, as you would expect, it's still a Monday, don't forget. And that means it is an actual Monday, by the way, unlike last Thursday when we were calling it a Monday because Carlos and I were all confused with the Christmas holiday. But, anyways, on Mondays, we get some of these medical and biotech companies. This is Autonomics Medical Inc., which announced that they got some new patents awarded covering treatment of some cancerous tumors and cancer-related pain treatments. So good news for them on getting the patents approved and registered. And we're seeing the stock move. Don't forget, like we've been saying the last week, pretty much in its entirety, we're getting lower volume in the markets right now, which means we're going to see more of these unusual companies, the companies that we don't normally see in the mix, just because there's not a lot of volume that's going to come in sort of the standard stuff. The big money is still generally sitting on the sidelines. So just keep that in mind. Don't get too excited on some of these. Just because they're on the list, I wouldn't treat them with the same seriousness or expectation I would during normal trading volume days. That's just my opinion. But
Yeah, I agree. Again, typically not one that I would look at. It is in play today. Maybe Jared will be looking at this one this morning. He's been crushing it with these low flow stickers.
yes.
But it looks funky right now. AMPG is the next one on here, up 15%. This is I think we might have seen this before a couple days ago. I remember the name here. 2.5 million shares traded. Again, this thing has been rocking, Peter. If you look at the daily, over the last couple of days, they've been going just northeast here. So, what's the latest and greatest, if anything, on this one?
The Amplitech, this is Amplitech Group, I guess, is the
Yep.
name of the organization, the company. As you said, Carlos, they've been moving the last few days. You can see some of the gains, and they've been very, very quick to take advantage of this. This is their third direct offering that they've issued in the last week and a half. So they're a company that produces state-of-the-art signal processing components for satellites. Okay, good for them. But really, what they've been doing is they've been flooding the market with more shares. Can I say it? A little bit of a cash grab is what it feels like. So they had a 2.8 million share offering. They had a 3.1 million dollar offering. Sorry, not share, dollar offering. Now they have a 5.8 million dollar offering. So they are, they're just saying, well, we'll take as much money as the market's willing to give us, and they just keep issuing more and more shares, which means that over the course of the last week and a half, they've more than doubled the amount of shares that they have out there in the marketplace. And that is, I don't know, that would be concerning to me. However, the price is still higher, so take of it what you will. But yeah, it's a high risk, type of stock with a low float still that's in play. But I will be watching from the sidelines.
Yeah. Same here. All right, last one on the gap up list, PDYN. PDYN. There we go. This is up 15% as well, 4.2 million shares traded. Also a low flow stock at 18 million shares flow. So again, low flow kind of taking over the gap up list this morning. Another one that we've seen last week as well. Break off here on Thursday. Did we trade Thursday and Friday? Whatever the last two trading days were. This one doing some action this morning. Peter, so the action is continuing on this one. Again, low flow stock that you need to be careful with as well.
They have gotten a lot of mileage out of their news announcement just before Christmas, where they had their first autonomous drone flight, and that's great for them. But I'm surprised at how much movement they've gotten in the stock as a result of that. This thing was not quite a penny stock, but let's face it. I mean, late November it was trading around $1.80. Now it's trading around $13. I think we still need to consider it pretty much like a penny stock down there, in my opinion. But they're still milking that same news. I don't say anything new, and I'm going to continue to avoid it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll leave that one alone. All right, as far as gapping up, guys, again, not much on here that I'm going to be putting on my list just because all of these are low flow stocks and I just don't trade those. Peter, anything you like on your end as far as gapping up this morning?
Gap up. There's not really I mean, I'm seeing red everywhere. So, I mean, the short
Yeah,
answer is no, because I have nothing that's green.
yeah, yeah. I agree. The red, if you look at our gappers list, the red continues to get larger and larger. Plenty of tickers on here. And again, just seems overall market movement. Even on BA, we'll talk about BA in just a second here. I got some stuff going on there, but they're also down here in the middle of this list. All right, let's start with the top five here. ALES this morning. This guy is down 8.5, 9.1, 9.9 million shares traded. They've been making a lot of noise over the last couple of days. If you guys remember this last week, was very, very active. Today, that's continuing, at least with volume. They're gapping down this morning, 8.6. Peter, and anything relevant that might be causing this, besides just overall market weakness that we're seeing today?
Let's see here. This one has been on our list a few times. The Seal SQ Corp or Seals Q. I'm not sure how to. Anyways, this small semiconductor, and I think it's really just maybe coming down off the high that it had before, because I don't see anything new on it. I mean, they have an announcement that they're going to build a satellite as a service model. I like how they're trying to name it. You know, like we used to have a software as a service, an SaaS or SaaS model. Now they've tried to nickname this as SATAAS. It's just getting awkward at this point. Satellite as a service model, which sounds interesting, but I mean, how many? You know, it's got a very limited customer base for a satellite as a service model. Anyways, they've announced the release of that, but I don't, you know, obviously not valid news that's doing them much good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Don't know about this one. I mean, it is not a low flow stock. It is active. Barely any shares for sure. Only 10,000 with interactive brokers. That could be gone any second. For some reason, I want to watch it, Peter. I want to put it on a secondary. Again, don't know if I'll
All right.
actually trade it, but I'll put it in a secondary and see where it goes. Looks interesting, but again, I'm not sure how well we're going to trade this one. On one that has been very interesting, RGTI. RGTI, it is down 5.8, 10 million shares traded. Peter, I know we've been talking about this and kind of making fun of it a little bit with the name, but have you traded it at all?
I have not. I mean, it's actually been decent. It's provided some opportunities. Back last week on Friday, it had some good moves at the open, both up and then down. But I mean, they were volatile, so you had to be very cautious on it. So I can't say that it hasn't been, you know, reasonable to trade, but no, you know, frankly, it just doesn't hit my risk profile. And some of my, you know, good old favorite stocks were giving me moves that I felt more comfortable with. So yeah, I stuck with them.
All right, yeah. RGTI obviously in play again today. I like watching it. I have not traded it, but I do like watching it. It will be on my list here on a secondary. Let's see how this goes this morning. Tons of volume as you can see here. And then we're continuing with these tickers are coming up so often now. QBTS and QUBT also on the list right here. As you can see, they're both tons of volume. QBTS down 5.5, 3.8 million shares traded, and then QUBT is also got less volume, only 1.2 million, down 4.6. But this one, no inventory to short this morning. So QBTS is looking much, much better. If you do want to watch any of these, QBTS seems to have a lot more going for it this morning, at least. Peter, anything to add on these two tickers?
They've got no news that you know, no news that's new news. I guess. Anyways, nothing new on them really. They're just, you know, coming down a little bit off the movement that you mentioned, the high, and you know, as the market sinks, you would expect them to sink a little bit faster. So, like you said, they have been fun. I mean, they've got a lot of movement, a lot of volume. There's some interesting price action, but nothing to report really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for me, uh, maybe QBTS. And it's a lot of secondary stuff here. QBTS on a secondary. I do like their volume. I do like their gap down here. We do have a couple of inventory for sure, but not a whole lot. All right, and heading down, Soundhound took off on Friday, no, last week Thursday. took off here pretty nice. Friday didn't do much, but man, what a day it had. This morning, tons of volume, 1.5 million. We are obviously down like a lot of stuff this morning, down 4.8 today. Again, in play, Peter, but again, anything new or just seems to be just overall market stuff so far this morning.
Yeah, still just moving with the market again. Because they've had bigger price action and more movement over the last while. We've been talking about them fairly regularly. I'm not surprised to see them sort of near the top of the gap down list. So nothing special other than the increased interest in volume is going to be affecting them more than some other offerings.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's stop here. Let's see what else we have on this list. Again, all your favorite tickers, at least one or two or three of your favorite tickers are going to be on here. I see Tesla down there. I see Mara. I see a bunch of Bitcoin stuff this morning. I guess Bitcoin must be dropped because everything Bitcoin is on here. Riot, MSTR, CleanSpark, you name it, is on here today. So let's talk about that a little bit. Peter, what is the latest and greatest on our on Bitcoin?
Well, Bitcoin has actually been surprisingly quiet over the holiday period. I mean, not that I was particularly expecting massive moves, but I figured if there was an opportunity, the holidays would be it. It's really just sort of sunk a little bit. I think right before Christmas, it was sitting around $96,000, $97,000. Now it's down at 92, and we could see further pullback. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy that this thing moves quite significantly. I think we had a high. What was the high? Around 106? Did it hit 110? I'd have to go look at a chart. But I know it. Sorry, was finally made it over the $100,000 mark. It hung around there for just a brief period of time and then dropped back. And obviously, this thing is not. It's not dead. The fun's not over. There's going to be lots of trading on it. But over the last week and a half or so, it hasn't really done much of interest.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one to watch on here. I do have Mara. I do like watching some of these, like Mara and MSTR has become one of my favorites. They're down actually, pretty nice on Mara, down 4.3. They're leading the way as far as all these Bitcoin type plays this morning. So yeah, definitely MSTR will be on the list here. So I'm going to put that one on there. And then Mara could be another one to look at. CLSK could be one as well. But I'm going to keep MSTR for now. I think that one looks the cleanest, at least has the biggest move. I love the daily as well. If you look at the daily here, you can see, here we go. You can see the area of support that we might be having here, that we might be losing as we continue into this pre-market action. So I like MSTR. Will be on the list this morning. All right, friends, let's head on down to the list. Let's talk about BA. BA is on here. Obviously, Boeing with not so great news over the weekend on that flight. Man, only two people, I think, were possibly survived. I'm not sure if they're alive yet or not. It's two flight attendants in the back. But, man, what a horror story on this plane crash over the weekend.
Yeah, so Jeju Air, I think I'm saying that right, a South Korean budget airline flight 2216 crashed over the weekend. And as Carlos said, there was 181 people on the board. It's believed that only two of the people on the plane have survived. And so quite upsetting crash, and obviously our we feel very, very sorry for all those that died. This was a Boeing, though, 737-800, a relatively new plane, I'll say, that's managed by the South Korean airline, and no indication yet of what the cause is. However, it doesn't matter. It seems that Boeing planes are, it's always a Boeing plane that's having, severe issues or crashing this past year. So I'm sure Boeing is desperately looking forward to 2024 to be over. Now, I think I have to add to that, just based on the number of Boeing planes that are there and the relative percentage. I don't know what the percentage is of Boeing planes that are in flight, but I got to think from large commercial airlines, they've got the lion's share. So if there's going to be an accident, it's more than likely it's going to be a Boeing plane. So we might be a little hypersensitive to it. But that being said, you know what? I mean, I can't remember the last time we heard an Airbus, plane had an issue. So it's just, it keeps affecting them. Now, what we care about is from a stock perspective, or that's something that we can take action against this morning. Their stock price, as you expect, is down. Boeing stock has this remarkable way of recovering after and during these events. So keep that in mind. I mean, Boeing stock over the course of this calendar year has absolutely been down significantly, but we have to remember they also closed 2023 with a massive run up and a big spike from about 175 bucks up to $260. If we look at their daily chart there, they're pretty much sitting at the same just below the price that they closed 2023 at, which means that officially they didn't. Officially, they're still down something like 20% on the course on the 2024 year, but that's because they started the year with a big spike up. So again, I just want to be cautious if you're a trader and you're looking to say, well, I think there's trading opportunity in Boeing. Don't make an assumption as to which direction this thing's going to go. It always surprises me. I find it very difficult to read the technicals on Boeing. I can't tell you why precisely. It is a NYSE stock, which gives it a little bit more of a challenge, in my opinion. But there's more to it than that. Boeing is a very challenging stock to trade for me, anyway. So I'll just urge caution out there as we all track sort of what happened here with this Boeing crash, and as we find out more detail. I heard different rumors as to whether it was maintenance or it was maybe a bird strike on the plane. I'm sure we'll hear more over the next couple of days, and that in turn will have some effect here. But one way or the other, Boeing is in play. We could see it trading with a little bit of volume, 1.1 million shares, again being a New York Stock Exchange traded stock. The volume will be lower pre-market, but expect this thing to probably move a little erratically when the markets open at 9:30.
Yeah, absolutely. Comments in the chat. Yeah, it was a bird strike. They did have video of it, so more videos coming out. Like they have video of one of the engines being blown out. What's weird though, some of the experts are saying is that they were able to go around, right? So when they were landing, they had the bird strike. They had time to go around, and just in 7 minutes they came back to land. So a lot of the experts that fly these planes are saying that's not enough time to go through a lot of the safety checklists. So even though there was a bird strike, there might be some pilot fault at this. We don't know yet. We won't know for months what really happened. But there's so many things too, Peter. I don't know if you saw the video of it crashing. People are asking,
No.
why the heck did they have? Yeah, you guys see the video. It's crazy. Why the heck did they have a concrete wall at the end of the runway? So if you here in the U.S., if you go to any runway, they have these like foam padding. So when you come off, in case you have a runaway plane, when you come off the runway, this foam padding, you kind of line in, you land on, you sink in, and it slows down the plane. Here, there was none of that, and it's just a concrete wall at the end. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? That could have saved a lot of lives. I'm sure they're going to be learning from that when it comes to these other airports that are not in the U.S. So, sucks, man, but hopefully they can find out what happened and avoid that in the future. All right, man. So here's Boeing again down. Who knows what this is going to look like in a couple of days? I'm going to put it here on my main list. How playable and tradable it's going to be. We'll see. As Peter mentioned, it is a difficult stock to trade. So let's see what's going on. All right, let's see what else, friends. So that kind of covers our gap down. I see Tesla down here. I'm going to add Tesla as well to the list this morning, and I got to update my banner at the bottom. I will do that in a second. Tesla looks very good right now. Again, it's down this morning with volume as everything else is down 2.7. 2.9 million shares traded, so I'll add that on here. I do see my buddy SMCI, which I have not traded in a while, but I continue to look at it just in case something is happening here. And Peter, on these, I don't think there's any specific news, just overall market weakness, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, pretty much just overall. I haven't seen anything new. They've been pretty quiet, in fact, and rightfully so. I think they're they're taking a good hard look at their finances. They want to make sure they get the numbers right, I guess, when they release it. Remember, the last thing we actually heard out of the company here was the fact that their new auditor had said, we don't see any significant problems or malfeasance. Everything looks good. We just got to get the numbers together. And then they've gone quiet. So does that mean that there's problems? Does that mean it's all good and they're just being cautious? Who knows? But in the meantime, yeah, the stock continues to sort of move sideways in a range.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Besides what we covered already, Peter, on the gap down, anything else you might be looking at that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, you mentioned just on the SMCI theme, the semiconductor sector overall has seen some divergence in the direction of where things are going. If you remember, Nvidia was heading towards, it looked like maybe we were going to get back to some high levels that we had in November on Nvidia, and then it's faltered and moved down over the last few days, as opposed to AMD, which has just been, I mean, the last few months have been pretty bad for AMD as their price has been sinking and sinking and sinking some more. So, overall, though, I mean, the whole sector is down today, and I expect it to stay that way through the end of the year. Not because there's any problems, just as the market sinks, they're going to sink with it. There is some uncertainty as to what's going to happen with this. This is a hotly contested market from international macroeconomics, right? Especially as the U.S. Potentially ramps up its aggression on tariffs and its dealings with other foreign powers. And we know that the semiconductor industry is one that has heavy manufacturing, if not majority of its manufacturing, offshore to the U.S. And if some of the countries in which the manufacturing exists gets targeted, then that's going to be problematic for the sector. Let alone the restriction on chip sales and where some of these advanced chips that we like to talk about, right, in the AI space, see further restrictions on their sales. So all of that just leads to, I think, a little bit of uncertainty in the sector. I love it. It's still playable. It gets volume every day. I'm going to be watching AMD and Nvidia as I always do. But like we were talking, there's other offerings that you could watch. Other than that, Carlos, any of the Magnificent Seven, they're always in play, and you can, on any given day, you can get good trades on them. Also, on any given day, they can sort of disappoint you and leave you wondering why the heck you were watching it. So, whatever you pick to watch, just acknowledge that you may or may not get a trade, and that's what trading is, right? You got to pick your targets and then live or die by them. Doesn't mean that you must trade them once you've picked them. I know I keep saying this, guys, but I find it's extremely important that you got to get out of the way of trouble. And if that means not trading because you're watching the wrong thing, or what you're watching does not move as you anticipated, then you know what? That's what happens. You stay out of the way. That's been one of the things that has kept me trading for so long and very successful, I firmly believe. So that's why I want to keep sharing that with you, because I see too many traders that figure, I'm here, I've got to trade. I'm not a trader unless I trade, right? And you go and you take so
Right,
many of these
right.
trades, and then you sort of wake up, or you sort of snap back at the end of this trading frenzy that you get into, and you're like, what the hell did I just do? Why the heck did I do that? Right? And if you could just avoid those moments, your trading will be so much further ahead. So I want to keep putting it in your head that you've got to sort of stay focused on the market, stay focused in the moment on, is this the right decision? Am I making a good decision? And sometimes the right decision is just to keep watching, waiting for another opportunity. It's harder to do than you'd think.
Oh
Right?
man.
Control
Yeah.
the monkey. Right?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
you think,
yes.
how
Dude, it's
how easy is it to do nothing? And yet, how many people are over traders, and they're like, I just don't like. I look at my trades, and I had 2 good ones and 8 bad ones. If I could have avoided the 8 bad ones, I would have had probably not a great day, but I would have had the
yeah.
horrible day that I'm looking at right now. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
That
that's
was one of
Papa
my
Peter's
my
advice.
biggest problem was I love to trade, man. I love to hit that button, love to be in the action. And if I look at when I my first 3 years of trading, my first 2 years of trading, the number of trades per day compared to now were like triple, almost 4 times more than what I do now. That's a
Yep.
problem. That's a problem. So the minute I say, you know what, I'm just not gonna trade as much. The big difference in my P&L. Huge difference. You got to not hit the button. And for a new trader, it's almost impossible, man. Like I know we're telling you this, and some people are saying, yeah, I'm gonna do it. You're probably still not gonna do it, but it's so difficult, Peter. It really is. It was for me. It's so
Yeah.
difficult not to be in the action. But hopefully, this is a wake up call and can help you get above that issue sooner than later, because it's gonna make a ton of difference in your trading. All right, friends. This is our list. It's not a blockbuster list today. It doesn't look great. I have MSTR, I have BA, I have Tesla, I have SMCI. I also wanted to add AMD as you were talking about it, Peter. That one looks very good this morning. You could look at NVIDIA as well, but I'll keep NVIDIA off for now, or maybe on a secondary. Let's do that. Let's get to our chat. Let's see what you guys like this morning. We'll start here with our members tab. What's going on, fellas and ladies? What do you guys got going on here this morning? Looking at some of the tickers. Let's see. No tickers. It's quiet. It's okay if we don't have much going on. It's very, very quiet. I'll look over on YouTube. Let's see what's happening there. Any tickers, friends, that you guys like this morning? Yeah, PDYN. We did look at PDYN. Again, not typically my type of trading stock. That one and some other ones are in the low flow category. PDYN is a low flow at 17 million shares float. It is in play today, but again, I'm not going to be watching it because it's not something I trade well. And ALES is in play. I do have one on here. Typically not a stock that I will put on my list, but it looks exciting today. We do have a little bit of shares for short on it. Lower price stock, which again has a lot of stuff that I don't prefer on my stocks, but I like it this morning a little bit. I'll put it on here and we'll see where it goes. But that is in play as well. PLTR from Andrew. Let's take a look here. PLTR from Andrew over on YouTube. This one is down 3%, 2.6 million shares traded. This is good. This could be interesting. It's down with the rest of the market. What makes it slightly more interesting is that it has the volume, right? 2.6 million, and we know PLTR can actually trade very well. So that all of that makes it slightly interesting for us to look at. Yeah, I'll add on PLTR, but I can't add too many. I'm already running out of space here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's gonna be enough for me. AVGO this morning. Let's see. AVGO gave us like a couple of really great days when it gapped up here, and even then it was still a very difficult stock to trade. Their price action for me is very, very hard to follow. So I was watching it. These 2 days were awesome. I actually thought they were going to trade horrible, but Andrew had them on their list and actually did very well. But again, I now with the volume dying down, and Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you've seen this stock plenty of times, it becomes even more difficult to trade, right? The spread gets a little bit hairy. I don't know, not a stock that I like at all. As far as the spread, the price action, and also the volume that you're going to get here. So I think it's just down with the overall market, but there's plenty of other stocks that are down as well that can slightly trade better than AVGO this morning. Snap, Mike is looking at Snap. Let's take a look, or actually commenting on Snap. Yeah, Snap is down, volume 8.6, but look at this. Look at this pre-market. This is garbage, man. Where's the garbage truck? I got the garbage truck here. I'm running the show for Brent. So the only reason why I'm here today. I should be off, but I'm hanging out with my buddy Peter. Where is the garbage truck? I want to run it. I want to click the button on the garbage truck, but I don't know where it is. Oh, I think I found it.
11, screen 11.
Yeah, there it is. Screen 11, right here. Oh, that's not it. How come it's not doing it? I'm gonna run it. There it is. There's our truck.
There it is.
Beautiful. All right, friends, that's garbage. Again, be careful with that one. Pre-market action looks horrible. Even though with that 8.6 million shares traded, not looking fun at all. Peter, anything else before we head over to community events and announcements?
No, I think we got it covered, like you said. I mean, everything's sort of moving the same direction. Sort of pick your favorites. Just be careful on it, whatever you choose.
All right, let's head over to our community events and announcements, friends. You can always look at this at bearwithtraders.com, and you click on webinars, and that's going to come up right there for you. So you can see what's coming up for the next 2 weeks in our community.
Right, and the year is winding down, like we said, so keep that in mind, everybody. I mean, we're coming to a quick close. Last 2 trading days of the year, last 2 actual days of the year. So with New Year's Day being on a Wednesday today, this year, it's a little bit weird, right? Right in the middle of the week. It always feels funky, I guess, when you have Christmas and New Year right in the middle of the week. But it means that we have regular trading days. The markets are open regular hours today and tomorrow, then closed all day Wednesday, and open regular hours Thursday, Friday. So knowing that, we are actually taking a break here in the chat room and not having as many events as we normally do. Normally, we got a whole slate of activities for you. This year, we're going to be taking a little easy. Now, Carlos, you said you were going to do the onboarding class. You still doing that tonight? Because I know you're supposed to be off.
Yeah.
What a trooper.
I'm doing that tonight. Yep. We'll have some fun.
What a
Guys,
trooper.
join me
All right,
there
guys.
at 8 p.m. Yep.
So 8 o'clock in the onboarding room, we will have Carlos leading our onboarding class, which is a great introduction for any new members. I know we got a lot of people that join over this holiday season looking to get started or reinvigorate their trading journey. That's fantastic. If you want to do that, you can join Carlos at 8 o'clock. in the onboarding room for sort of introduction to Bearable Traders, all that we have to offer, a little tips and advice on how to get started on trading, how to configure your environment. I mean, it's sort of an open forum for all sorts of questions. You will go through a bunch of material to help you get going. And if you wanted to join to help out there, if you've been around for a while and you're going to miss our companionship and conversation, then join Carlos as well. It'll be great. So that's again at 8 o'clock. Now, I don't know if Brendan's out there because I'm not sure if he's doing the other class that we normally have at noon today, which is an introduction to DOS Trader, or at least a help with some of the advanced features of DOS Trader. If Brendan is out there, he can tell me if he's doing that or not. But let's assume that maybe that will not be happening. We'll just have chat room activities. The chat room will be open, by the way, from now right through till the market close, and will be every day that the market's open, which means every day but Wednesday. That being said, on Tuesday, normally we would have a strategy webinar. We are not doing one again this week, okay? So we're not going to be doing a strategy webinar this week. And Megan is saying, you know what, just hang out with her. She'll be on the microphone at noon, and you can't get a better offer than that. So get to hang out with Megan over the lunch hour. So that's fantastic, or at least lunch hour in Eastern time zone. So Tuesday's strategy or trade book session is not happening tomorrow. All right, we will not be having that. We'll give it another week off. We'll restart again in January. So we'll see you back here in January when it'll actually be Megan once again, giving her Options 101 course, give you that introduction to options and how you can take advantage of that. That will be the very first Tuesday of 2025. So there you go. Megan's going to get that first Tuesday slot. And then Wednesday, same thing with our Wednesday psychology session. No Wednesday session. That is New Year's Day. We will have no activities this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, though, we're going to have Dr. Kenneth Reed back with us doing another in his series of psychology webinars. Okay, so we'll let you know more about that next week. But that's what we got coming up. Thursday, I'll just remind everybody again, normally on Thursdays, we do all of our mentorship sessions. We are not having the scheduled mentorship sessions. If you got private mentorship, you need to check with your mentor on that. But we're just trying to give our team a little bit of a break over the holidays so they can spend it with friends and family. They need to recharge and sort of get ready for the new calendar year as well. So we won't have any of our scheduled sessions on Thursday this week. So put that in your calendar or note that, right? We got a pretty late week over the this week, like we had last week. All right. What is happening though is if you were in Peak Capital, now our Peak Capital boot camp is kicking off. We have 3 of these boot camps every year, and this boot camp is a way to accelerate your trading journey and really get things going. We've got one that starts the first week of January. In fact, we've already issued, Mike sent out an email to everybody that had joined just yesterday, giving you information about how to get started. There's pre-work that you can do to get yourself ready. The camp has not officially started, but we wanted to give you an opportunity to get ahead of it. Most of the people that join always are eager to get going and want to get started. So we sent you some pre-work. If you haven't got an email and you did sign up for the camp that's starting in January, then you need to reach out to Mike. His email is mike@bearabletraders.com, or you can reach out to me and I'll make sure it gets to him. But you should have received that email sort of welcoming you to the camp, giving you the information. Again, this is only if you're in the Peak Capital boot camp that starts in January. If you joined one of the later ones, right, the one that starts in May or the one that starts in September, you're not going to get anything right yet. That you'll get that later. Stay tuned. That'll be in a few months. But again, if you're starting in January, you should have received that email. I want to make sure everybody that's in that camp knows that, so that you're ready to go and do some of that pre-work. That pre-work is important, by the way. I promise you will have questions, and if nothing else, you'll just feel behind. You can always catch up. The boot camp is a very flexible schedule. It really accommodates everybody, but you don't want to put yourself behind that 8 ball if you can avoid it. So I would recommend take a look at that, do some of the pre-work as much as you can if you're in that camp. All right. And if you, by the way, want to sign up, there's still time. It's not too late. I don't know if we have any slots for the January, but if you go to sign up and you can, then by all means, join us, or you can sign up for a later camp. It's a way to accelerate your trading journey and a way to sort of kickstart your trading year. So if you want to hit hard here on 2025 and really get things going fast, the boot camp might be a good way to do it. So check that out, peakcapitaltrading.com, the place to go. Carlos has sort of the schedule, the January schedule up here. We have an overall calendar. I mean, there are There are something like 8 different sessions every single week that you can attend in addition to all of your trading and personal work. It's a lot of work,
It's
right? Well
intense.
worth it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a lot of work. So if you're interested in that, then check it out. All right,
Yeah.
let's get to setting some levels. We're running a little late here, but that's okay. We should have Brian trading live with us today, and we need someone to step in for Andrew. Andrew, who said that he was up late again last night and is not going to likely make the open. So we'll assume that he won't. So anybody who's listening, any of our moderators wants to jump in and trade live with Brian, we'd appreciate it. You can jump in here on the VMix, and we'll get you going. All right. So Carlos, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Peter. All right, friends, let's get some levels in here. My list right now: MSTR, BA, Tesla, SMCI, AMD, and PLTR on the main list, and then a couple of secondary ones. We have QBTS, RG. I was going to say Reggie Spaghetti here, but RGTI, LAES, and also NVIDIA this morning. So that's our list right now. Again, not a blockbuster list. Everything is just down in the red due to the overall market, but there should be some good opportunities, hopefully. All right, let's start with MSTR this morning. This was looking very good. Great volume right now. Low of the pre-market, as we're looking at here, is down over at 315.50. The high of the pre-market up around 226.90. So we'll slam one there as well. And then above that, you see the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days are doing a really, really good job here. So you don't need to add anything else. If we go over to the downside of things, low of the pre-market. Beyond that, let's take a look here. We have to go back. Here's that support area we've been holding, right? So right on there, a couple of days really using that as support. But again, we seem to be on a downtrend. Even with this support here, we seem to be losing some ground. Focusing in on the daily, the next level towards the bottom that I see that's very clean is going to be 293. That's far out. There should be something in the middle here, but I don't see anything at the moment. The best way to go about that is if you not sign in, but if you zoom into this day here and see how this day looked like, especially around 318 and 293, you might be able to find some support and resistance, but for my purpose, I'll leave it just like that with what I have at the moment. So that is MSTR. Let's take a look at BA. BA, again, down this morning with their aircraft crash there. More to come on that. A lot of experts say that it could have been pilot error, but we will see. 11763 is the low of the pre-market. High of the pre-market, 17699 is the high of the pre-market there. And above that, you do have the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Right where the price action is, right here, 17378. That looks to be a level, so I'm going to mark that down. I got a couple of days slamming into that. The price, even in the pre-market this morning, if you zoom into that, you can see here a little bit of flirting going around with that 173.90. So again, we'll see where that goes. All right. Let's take a look here at Tesla. Tesla this morning, we are looking at the low of the pre-market of 418.46, and then below that, great level by the way, 418.46. If you look at the daily here, you can see how well that support is right there. A couple of days really holding on to that. That's where we're testing our low of the pre-market this morning, so that's looking interesting. And then going back to the daily, below that you can see 403.09, another great level on the daily as well for Tesla. So as far as Tesla goes, again, you're surrounded by the highs and lows up here towards the top. I don't think you need to add anything else. Great volume this morning, down at 2.5. Probably one of my favorite ones today. Looks very, very clean going into the market open. SMCI right now just on the lower end of the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. As you can see here, here's your top end, here's your bottom end, and a very nice range over the last 2-3 weeks, right? So between 35, we'll call it, and the 31. Got a nice range going back and forth. We're testing the bottom of that range as we're seeing some weakness into the market open this morning. 30.59, a great level towards the bottom there. Our low of our pre-market down at 30, up at 30.95. We'll slam one there as well. And then if we do lose this great level of support we have on the daily here, the next area is going to be somewhere down. There's no, let me see a clean. Oh no, it's going to be right here. 27.94. That is very, very clean. And you got a minor. It's a minor area of support and resistance. 29.47. All right, let's head over to AMD, guys. AMD is going to be an easy one. Stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, so not a whole lot you have to do here. Mark the low of the pre-market. Look at the range on AMD, too. In the green this morning, high of the pre-market, 125.84. all the way down to the low into the red at 123.59. So very nice range this morning, surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Let's see if we can break out of that one way or the other. Heading over to PLTR, very active pre-market activity. Low of the pre-market 76.10. Below that, we do have a level of 74.44 and another great level of support down at 72.59. High of the pre-market this morning 78.64. Once you mark that, you're pretty much set when it comes over to PLTR. Excellent, friends. That is what we have. Peter, take us through what our team is watching over at Bearwood Traders.
All right. Well, as you'd expect, we only have a few moderators that are active here this morning, but they are in with their lists, and we appreciate that. Starting with Lenny, who's got NVIDIA, Tesla, MSTR, and Boeing on his list. Thor's in with Tesla, Meta, and NVIDIA. Megan's going to be watching Tesla, PLTR, and Rigetti Spaghetti, RGTI. Sean is in with Tesla, NVIDIA, and of course the usual, I guess, options that he's looking at. Phil is looking at the SPY overall, NVIDIA, Tesla, and SMCI. We've got Jared, who's going to be watching the market overall, PLTR, and I'm not sure if this is an actual ticker, but GRRR, or is he just being angry? Is that a thing? Gorilla Technology. I'm not sure still. Anyways, he's also watching RGTI and the scanners for any weakness. I'm going to be watching my usual with AMD, NVIDIA, and Tesla, and then I'll keep an eye on LAES just because it looks interesting. Probably not to trade it, but just for fun. Boeing, of course, because I think we all want to know what the heck's going to happen with Boeing, and RGTI. Last but not least, Brian's in watching Tesla, NVIDIA, RGTI, SoundHound, and AMD. So that's what we've got for our moderators who are active and trading. Again, looking for some live traders. I know that Brian's here. He's getting ready. Oh, well, no, the call has been answered. I love it. All right. So we've got a surprise guest for you this morning with, looks like Phil's joining us here. So off we go for some live trading. We've got, 3.5 minutes or so till the market opens. So let's get going with the gentleman. Good morning, Brian.
All right.
Phil.
Good morning, Phil.
Hello.
I don't see Brian yet, but Phil, good morning to you. We can't hear you. Let me make sure that we're getting volume from you here. All right. How about now? Yeah, I don't see your bars moving, so it could be something muted on your end.
Yeah, I don't see his volume coming up as he's talking.
Yeah. Brian,
I
good
see
morning.
Brian, though.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
Okay, so we're good. I wasn't sure there. I had to do a couple restarts there. All right. Wow, Tesla selling off here, and let's share a screen. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Oh, there you go. All right. How's everyone doing this morning? This is kind of a weird couple days, kind of sandwiched between Christmas and New Year. We do have the Santa Claus rally that's supposed to be happening, but I don't think Santa has really decided to show up here. Wow, Tesla's really heading south here as we get closer to the open. Yeah, Santa Claus, I think, is burned out, taking a break. And man, a couple things going on. Natural gas is up huge. This stock called Boyle, which is an ETF, it's a beta ETF, is up $10. I almost was going to buy some because I was looking at natural gas on a swing. AMD now selling off here. So SOUN seems to be getting a bid here. But
Just
I
wanna
would
check
expect
before
weakness at
before
the
I hop
open.
off. Phil, you want to do a sound check? Make sure you're good. Oh, Phil is frozen. He's gone.
He's gone. We lost Phil. He was a good man.
He was a good man.
He was. He had great intentions. Well, we're going to let things um, kind of settle out a little bit here. I'm going to watch scanners too because I just we'll see what pops up on the scanners this morning. Oh,
Hello.
all right.
Brian cannot hear me.
No, we can
What are
hear
I
you
you.
can
doing?
hear you. No,
Oh,
I can
okay.
hear you.
Okay. I am
Yep.
there. All right. I wasn't sure. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, guys, the Santa Claus rally might be a general trend, but in the last decade, it's been much less prevalent than previously. And so this is almost like it almost feels like sort of a legacy belief nowadays, because
Yeah.
we've been moving much with less amplitude, and as we can see this year, certainly doesn't seem to be in effect.
And
Here we
there's
go
the
with the
bell.
opening
There we
bell.
go.
Yeah, the bell's
So
gone.
we'll see what the market gives us. Like I said, there'll be some little bit of heartburn, I think, at the open. We'll figure out where things are going to go from here.
Some heartburn at the open. Yeah. Oh my God. Come on.
Heartburn. Tesla kind of popped up and now is dropping. That was a nice little move there. Not 100% sure where this is going, but the book map is showing me, there isn't a lot of orders. There's an order to the downside here at 418, but there's an order at 421. But it's uncharacteristically, it's very thin in terms of orders here.
There we go. There we go. Come on. I'm a short AMD, and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
I'm in
taking
there
a
too.
partial now.
That's funny.
There
I'm
we go.
I'm shorted AMD too. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sort of a rising devil type pattern.
It
There we go.
was. Yeah,
Taking
it
another
was.
partial.
Beauty. Yeah, very nice.
Didn't have the best of entries, but it's all good now. Let's see if we can get some more movement. Move my
Tesla's
stop
kind
down
of.
here. It's a little jumpy here, so could very
Yeah, I
well
just
jump right
took a
back up.
lot of it off. Took a lot of it off when it dropped below 123 there. Tesla's popping. Nvidia's popping up a bit. There goes Nvidia. Or there goes Tesla.
Well, that was rude. EMD just came up and hit my stop, and now it's
Stopped you
dropping
out. I
again.
know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tried.
It's still.
You
I'm
know,
still holding a. Yeah, I'm still holding a little bit, just in case we get this pullback here, down to sort of 122.50 ish. Okay, Tesla is still. Things are still pretty jumpy here. Nvidia popped and then dropped hard. So we're still lunar showing up on the scanner. LUNR.
Lunar,
IONQ.
my good buddy Lunar.
IONQ went green there. Rigetti's not really doing anything. Lunar's gone green. Still pretty jumpy here. We've kind of now we're getting some movement on AMD.
Yeah.
Let's see,
Wish I'd had
come
a
on
better
down.
entry. I
There's
could have stayed in there.
yeah, it was a nice little sort of rising devil action for sure. So Lunar's pulling back now. Let's see where AMD can possibly go here. This S4 is 122.70. I'm going
Yeah,
to take
just
some
hit
off
that.
right. Yeah, I'm just going to take some off. Take the half of the left, half of the rest of what I have, which isn't much. There we go. I think we may get We may get a bounce here. Oh, Tesla's still looking interesting. Okay, so try taking might take a bit of a long here on Lunar at 18. And
Lunar, eh? Let's see. What's
yeah, it looks like what it did go green. Here we go. Come on, get back through the view app. Here comes Friday's low on AMD, which I'm saving the rest for. Maybe I don't know if we're going to get there. Come on, Lunar, do something. Got to get through the view app again. Oh, Google's popping up on the scanner. Sound is popping up. It's dropping. MU's dropping. AVGO's dropping.
Yeah. Boeing, I don't know what it's doing. It did drop, but see, AMD. Come on, AMD. Why you got to do me like that?
Yeah, it just it does that to you. Damn, it's Lunar's not. It's rejecting it. The view app. Come on.
Whoa! I hear a voice.
All right, Phil. I think I got things worked out here.
He's alive. Good. Excellent.
He's alive.
All right. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, not much.
Good morning.
Watching, waiting to see what the market's going to give us today.
We did. We played AMD. Now it's coming back up.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, Phil. Yeah, I'm gonna flip over to you and Brian then, and we'll let you guys take it over and have a good one. Carlos, maybe we can flip the cameras.
Google.
Be great.
Yeah. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you. Here we go. Come on, Lunar. Come on. Give it. Giddy up, baby.
Yeah, Brian. So, what are you looking at?
Well, I'm still hanging on to a little bit of AMD. I'm hoping it should have taken it off, and now I might take it off now. And now I'm long Lunar here, so we're looking at a nice little move there.
Keeping an eye on SMCI and also the SPY as well, opening under S4. But with my little technical issue there. Yeah.
Here we go with AMD. Okay, there it is. I'm going to take the rest of it off there at 122.48 filled. Oh, crap. Boil is natural gas is just on a tear. Wow.
Yeah, I'll pull that up and check it out.
Holy cow.
Was there news in the natural gas world, Brian?
I don't know. When it really gapped up over on Sunday when the markets started trading it. I don't know what the deal is other than
Wow.
Okay, so Nvidia is starting to go here. So is Tesla. Traders are going back to the old favorites.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah,
so
checking
AMD
out
actually
might
on. Yeah, I was going to say
Tesla
AMD might
here.
be along here.
Yeah, AMD sort of a bounce off of S4.
Yeah. You know what? I should have flipped my position there when I covered the rest. I should have gone long on it. Damn. What was I thinking?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, pushed down.
Yeah, it was a good place
into S4.
Yeah, it was a good place. It was a good place to go long for sure.
Yeah, I'm sort of just watching things today. I always have to be careful of my overall bias. When everything's red, you tend to see profit taking in the morning. and a lot of times my bias can be, like we're going to continue further down, but it's,
Yes.
you do got to watch out. I've found that, when most tickers are either red or green, you in general, sort of, see the opposite, at least sort of at the open occur. You see either profit taking if things are red, or selling if
Hmm.
things are green. Yeah, AMD coming up to VWAP here.
Okay, well, I'm getting out of the rest of Lunar. I don't like the way it's trading. It's just all right. So nothing for me right now. Let's see what Nvidia does. Looks like it. Maybe it looks like it wants to go higher here. Kind of don't want to chase it. That's not a great place to enter because we've already had popped.
Yeah, SMCI losing S4 and pushing down into a larger order at 30 on Bookmap here. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Did have some volume come in as it lost S4. Looking to see on Bookmap if there's any orders really below 30. So some starting to come in at 29. Let's see. So Brian, how were your holidays?
Good. Really good.
Nice.
So far.
Nice.
Still got some holidays to go here. Let's see what.
Yep.
See, I'm going to take a long on Nvidia. I think there's some orders here at 136.50.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in around 136. Let's just see what we got here. Looks like it wants to push higher.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye
Q's
on
and SPY
SMCI
are just
right now.
Here we go.
SPY just dipped below S5.
Just gonna take some off at 136.38. I'm just a little bit concerned here that the Qs are not the Qs and SPY are still selling here. So, but Nvidia's seem to like it. Still some big orders there on Bookmap at 136.50 and 137. So we'll see if we can push up into that area. Rigatoni is selling off. Oh, Tesla just popped up to Friday's high or Friday's low, I should say, and then sold. Tesla really respects those PDC levels.
Mm-hmm.
PDC, previous day high, previous day low. Now Tesla's back to my break even.
Yeah, no trades for me yet at this point.
Qs are selling off here, so I'm kind of fighting a general trend. Qs dropping again. Nobody seems to know why we're selling off today, other than I don't know. Maybe some people booking some profits into the end of the year. Some concerns about policies in new administration. I don't know.
Yeah, back on December 18th, when SPY had that huge sell-off day, I noticed it did break a multi-day trend line,
yeah,
a pretty major trend line, and it looks like, over the last few trading sessions, it tried to get above it and then closed just below it on the 27th. So, we're getting a maybe a gap down from that, almost like a head and shoulders pattern on the SPY.
Yeah. Well, certainly, if you look at the two indexes, the Dow and the IWM, we have broken an uptrend, daily uptrend. Broke that some time ago. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm getting, yeah, just thinking about getting out of Nvidia. I didn't like that lower high. It still has some buyers there at 136 though, but there's definitely a seller there at 136.40.
Mm.
All right, so
Yeah.
that was a bit of a higher low on that pullback. So let's see, here we go. Come on, Nvidia. You want to get that through that 136.50. There we go. Nice little move.
There. Nice.
All right. Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
that's where I had the
Now we're
9 EMA marked on the daily chart in the pre-market. So I find that those
yeah.
levels are pretty significant. Just broke that. So maybe we'll see.
Okay, now we're going to get to, here we go. We're going to try to get to 137. Still holding here. I'm going to take, but I am actually going to take some off here. 137.69 filled.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
order on
my
both
big
that.
concern, right? Yeah, well, my big concern is we do have, it looks like 137 is where we went out on Friday, where we closed. So this is going to be probably an area of resistance.
Yep. Yeah, Friday's high.
Glad I got out of the rest of lunar because it failed to go higher there.
Yeah, this is all coming up on the high of pre-market too for Nvidia, or we were before it just took it down.
See, look at that. Look at that. That rejection. They did front run that Nvidia rejection or Nvidia level at 137.
Yep.
A bunch of people got out before we got there. And now we're back to my break even on the rest. And the Qs are continuing to sell off here.
Yeah.
And same with the SPY.
Yeah, I have S6 on SPY. I have at 585.14.
Okay, I'm out of the rest of Nvidia. A little bit of a loss on the rest, but overall green trade because of that nice pop.
Yep.
We may come back again on Nvidia, but right now, let's see.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on SMCI. We're at the bottom of this range that we've kind of been putting in over the last week or two. We're right here at the very bottom of it at about 30.47 is where I have it marked. So it could be interesting if we lose this little flag here, because we're going into new territory on the downside.
GME keeps popping up on the scanner as it's going up. So I think maybe Jared's in there. Jared's in there buying. GameStop. Yeah, I know, Jordan. What the heck's going on here?
Jared's just a GameStop whale, still messing around.
Yeah, I know he's. Yeah, maybe Roaring Kitty's posting stuff again. Actually, on a daily, it's actually been on a bit of an uptrend.
Yeah, sort of a long basing period from last June
through November. We had a bit of a pullback early in December. And Nvidia there's still buyers there. It's just, I think we're just fighting the overall trend in the market. And it's going to come back up, might even get to 137 now after that pullback. Let's see if it can actually go green. I'm not in it because I didn't, I should have gotten back into it. There was that 9 EMA that it bounced off of. 2-minute chart. I think it is going to get to, there we go. It's going to get to that 137.
Yeah, SMCI is in a really interesting spot here.
There we go. Filled those 137 orders. Right at PDC now.
AMD's coming back down to S4.
Yeah, AMD is really, it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
Chop fest.
Yep.
Let's see what AMD, well, NVIDIA actually went green.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Yeah, there was some volume
They
came in
get
there.
that. Yeah, a little bit of
Broke
volume.
PDC.
Now we've got an order at 138. Not a lot of stuff to the downside. Not a lot of orders looking to be filled to the downside. So yeah, once we get above this PDC level, definitely have some buyers here. Let's see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CVD is very green on NVIDIA right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Approaching
There's that move.
R3 though.
Pre-market, market low, very close to S4. So there's your transition S4 to R3, the
Yep.
ones that Thor likes to take.
Yep.
So seem to be trying to find some buyers here in the market now.
Yep. Nice pop on SPY there.
Okay, so
Brian,
let's
I
see.
was
Though
watching.
Tesla's. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I was watching some videos on Whistler the other day,
Okay.
trying to get familiar for when go over for the summit in Vancouver,
Right.
and I'll probably pop up there with my wife for a day or two. And I think they have the
Cool.
longest run in North America, or if I heard correctly, and it's like 7 miles long.
Yeah. It's
Wild.
it's one of those cap tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it winds
NVIDIA.
winds down the mountain.
Yeah, yeah. I can't even, with our little tiny hills here in New York State, I can't even imagine. You'd have to like pack
Yeah.
a lunch on that run.
Wow. It was NVIDIA
Wow,
to
NVIDIA.
138.
Yeah.
Damn, it stopped me out. Oh, shit. Oh,
Wow.
well.
Yeah, NVIDIA just charging right now.
It's
Right at R3. It seemed to eat that order at 138 when it pushed into it on Bookmap. But we'll see if we get a rejection or
Yeah.
not.
Well, it's right at R3 right now. So again,
Yeah.
it's kind of done a full Monty here. Done the full run. Just be aware, everybody. I mean, it is sort of a holiday. We are in the middle of the New Year's, the Christmas New Year's holidays. We've still got a lot of traders are off on vacation, professionals, so they're so it's a lot of machine stuff, more machine stuff and retail. So it could be a little lighter volume, a lot more volatile. Ooh, look at Tesla's coming back down here.
Yeah. I just shorted SMCI, looking for this push down to 30, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, rejection at R3 on that NVIDIA. Microsoft is really struggling here over the last week or so. Had a big pop up just before Christmas and has been selling off kind of since.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely interesting times in the market with the Fed, announcing the slowing of rate cuts. Okay. Yeah, big volume push down on SMCI just now. We're heading into 30. We'll see if we can make it through or not. Oh. All right, come on, SMCI. Yeah, CVD went red on SMCI there, but we'll see. 30 is a big psychological number, so. Looking on these, fourth level cam breakouts, I'm always looking for the move from, the fourth level to about the sixth level. In this case, let's see. We do have a level on the 60-minute chart on SMCI. Yeah, obviously right at 30, 30.05. See if we can get the push down to there at least.
All right, I'm short a little Tesla, very small size, just a couple of options puts.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Wow. Okay. Very good.
Nice.
I'm using the 420 puts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm just going to sell some here at 1378 filled.
Oh yeah, a lot of recent selling in Tesla CVD. 15-minute CVD is pretty red.
All right, just going to sell some more here at 1415.
What's AMD doing here?
So I got into these at 1340. It's going to cover some more. It's going to take some more off here. Might bounce down to just a few. Kind of, I wish I'd have taken it. It would have been a better entry right at this VWAP level here.
On Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of got into it as it was starting to sell off, and there were these levels here. Let's just see where it goes. There's more. There's more orders here.
Yep, you got 418. Yeah, and
Q
if it loses, oh yeah, push down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Nice.
This is looking good. This is looking
Yep.
good. Oh, yes, baby. All right.
Nice.
Okay,
Through
just
418.
sold. Yeah, sold another couple of puts at 1450.
Yeah, still a pretty nice stack of orders to the downside.
Yeah, there's still orders here. We're still looking at some orders.
Yep. And
Yeah, that was a really nice little move. Wow.
yep, I'm still waiting to see what SMCI does here. See if we want to. I think we want to get down to 30, but it's not really going as fast as I wanted it to. SPY pushed down below S6 now.
Yeah, SPY and Q still selling off. Here we're looking maybe get 15 here on Tesla for my 420 puts.
Yeah, nice. So great entry on that.
Not a super entry. I mean, like I said, it would have been good just to get it at this VWAP,
Better at
this
VWAP.
rejection. I had to wait. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
a little bit late on the short, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got in right before it pushed below the entry price.
Yeah. Right
Open
after I
price.
got into it before we had this big volume drop.
Yep.
Which was nice.
All
I'm just
right.
watching
SMCI
this
also
trend
moving
line.
down.
Here we go.
SMCI.
There's 416.
Yeah. See what happens at S4 here on Tesla. Still a lot of selling coming in still on it. SPY helping it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, really big order here on 30 at 30 on SMCI on Bookmap. CVD's red though.
Bounce here on Tesla. Back to my break even. I don't have a lot of puts left. I've just got 2 actually. So I'm gotten a really some good profits on that. I'm not probably we'll see what it does here. See if we get a rejection.
Yeah, huge volume came in on SPY at S6. 585.
All right, we're back to 1450 on the puts. I think I'm going to take them off. 1440 filled. So I'm not sure. It seems like be a little might be putting in a double bottom here or a higher low. So I'm just going to take the money on that trade. That was a really nice trade. Happy with that.
Nice. You said you took just a couple of puts on that?
Yeah, I took about 8 puts.
Nice. Brian, what's your stop criteria when you're taking, a few options contracts like that?
Well, yeah, my stop is I just look for a break in trend, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so
try
mental
not
stops.
To lose more than, yeah, definitely. Try not to lose more than 20%.
Yep. Yeah, I'm normally going. I've pretty tight stops with my options entries.
Yeah, you have to. You
Yeah.
have to have tight
They
stops.
can go against you so fast otherwise.
Totally.
So,
Yeah, I know. 100%. Yeah, agree.
well, yeah, that volume on SPY at S6 kind of has me little pretty interesting. Definitely watching. I'm still short SMCI, but it's really not making that push down to 30 like I had hoped. But typically on these, I just enter, and I like to let it just run out. Worst case scenario, I lose an R, but it's I find that if I exit early, sometimes I get out just at the wrong time, and then the stock makes the move that I was hoping for. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how it goes. I'll just
Nvidia's
sit in this trade.
huh. Nvidia's trying to make a comeback, a bit of a comeback here. It looks like it's breaking back, trying to break back through some moving averages. Tesla still has some big orders at 416,
Mm-hmm.
415. Still got a bit of some sellers there for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and even on this push up here, the order at 416 got bigger and bigger. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, there goes. Okay, Tesla making another run for it here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's going to drop again.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Just like I said, like you'd like to get these nice clean moves. After you get these nice clean moves, you tend to get a lot of, you get a lot of chop,
Yeah.
which makes it, yeah. There's no real setup here on Tesla at this point. I mean, you've got a level here that you're probably going to see some support at. Um, you know, you've just got a lot of chop in this area with sort of lacking direction. So the only argument you can make to a downside is you've got these orders down here at 416 and 415, and
Yep.
there's even some orders showing up at 417. So it looks like it actually might sell off more. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's going to sell off more here. But look at that. It just bounced right back off that prior low.
Yeah. It's selling coming in again though.
Let's see the Qs. Yeah. What have we got? What else have we got to look at here while NVIDIA chops along? We've got it. We've got our Tesla chops along. We've got NVIDIA. Again, not really. I mean, it did break this downtrend, but now we're just sort of chopping. Hmm. I mean, it could, either one of these could break out. There goes Tesla now. It's going to break down.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
make an argument for for a for a bearish trade, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
go
There's
back
definitely
to
buyers trying to keep it up at 417, but there's a lot of selling coming in.
hmm,
Yep. There.
shite.
Push down right at S4. Yeah, volume came in there. So, Brian, what are some of the swings you're keeping an eye on, going into the next week or two?
Well, I've got a couple of swings. I have Boeing, which is not good today.
Oh, yeah.
I got in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago, so I'm still green on that trade, but that's not what I wanted to see this morning. Of course, Boeing's every time there's an accident with a Boeing plane, it's always more. You get PSTD.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That would be a tough one for me to, hold
yeah,
for swings.
but it's
As
not
I
a
was just
yeah,
thinking this morning.
and it's not a huge position, but I'm uh,
Yeah. And do you have that with just shares or options?
yeah, I just have shares on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
All
actually,
right.
I
Well,
got into it a couple of
Tes-
weeks ago, so it's not so.
Tesla
It's
selling coming in. Here we go. Tesla pushing down.
there. Yeah.
Big, big selling. Just ate through that 416 order, but let's see if we get continuation. Right at S4 still. My cat's making weird noises here.
Hmm.
Let's see.
So
AMD
what
also.
else?
AMD is right at S4 and kind of playing around in this range it's been chopping around in down here.
Nvidia is making a move back. The Qs are really trying to just hold this level. SPY is holding S6 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely look at that rejection on that pop with Tesla.
Yeah.
Right now, you've got people that are short from up here that are probably covering, that are taking, taking some profits. So it's kind of giving you these weird little pops.
Yep.
Um, yeah, Nvidia's got a lot of orders to the upside.
Yeah. Nice 15-minute engulfing setup on Tesla for a short. Okay, Tesla. Is it gonna go or no?
Yeah, well, Nvidia's just popped in for a quick scalp there on Nvidia. Looks like it's going to keep going. Maybe. We've got a lot of orders at 138.
Yeah. Yeah. Wall of orders there.
Yeah, nice. Beauty.
Tesla's still chopping around S4.
Still holding some Nvidia. Let's see, we're right back at high of day now. Just selling some more. So kind of a scalpy day, but
Mm-hmm.
there we go.
Yeah, I'm just in this very boring SMCI short still. I don't know. Don't know if it's going to work out for me or not, but it hasn't stopped me out yet. So,
Still a lot of orders at 139. Of course, we got that rejection right at today's high
mm-hmm.
on Nvidia.
Yeah, NVIDIA back at R3 here. it is really cool just to see these cams work, you know, to see the different participants
Hmm.
come in almost right to the penny on the cams. You know, whether or not NVIDIA goes up here, you can still see there was that higher volume, almost, you know, doji there at R3.
Yep, for sure.
Those R3 sellers making themselves known.
And some nice strength there.
Yeah, SPY held S6. Maybe we're pushing back up.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We got the Qs. The Qs have actually bounced and made it through the View app. Still have to deal with some moving averages that are above the level we're at right now, and the SPY is trying to digest some of those moving averages now. We're at the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, on the 5-minute chart actually. So still long some NVIDIA here on this breakout.
Yeah. Yeah, this is about the time of morning where I normally don't trade unless there's been like a clear consolidation in the morning
Yeah,
session, and then, you know, I see something start to break out of that. This is about the time I'm stepping away, just because I'm trading, you know, trading options. I like to get, you know, really fast, you
get
know,
them.
volatile
Yeah,
moves.
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And when things slow down, those moves
Yeah, they
start to
tend to get
become
more jerky. Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Nvidia could be this Friday high is 139 ish area.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Still a lot of orders above still on NVIDIA, but
Yeah, yeah. There's a big order at 140.
mm-hmm. It's just kind of, you know, like Peter was saying, sort of a weird day. We're still in that like holiday lull.
Yeah,
Probably not a ton of retail traders sitting at their stations compared to a typical day. So Brian, have you ever taken that back to my questions about Whistler? Have you ever taken the peak
mm-hmm.
to peak express at Whistler?
No, I haven't. I think
Oh yeah,
don't think I
that
have
looked
taken that. Pretty
wild.
crazy,
So
eh?
yeah, Whistler is kind of a combo of Blackcomb Mountain and
Yeah,
Whistler Resort, and the peak to peak takes you from one peak to the other across the valley, and it looks like you're up at looks like you're like over 1,000 feet high on that thing, just
yeah,
going across with the valley below you. Ooh, Tesla, some volume coming in.
yeah. It used to be. They used to be two separate mountains. Used to
Mm-hmm.
be Whistler Mountain, which was one company, and then there was Blackcomb, which was
Yep.
the other um, mountain. But
Yeah. Now,
then
now it's all
I
owned by
don't know.
Vail. I think it's Vail
Yeah, now
Resorts
it's
who bought them.
now it's all owned by the one company.
Yep. Yep. Vail's buying up all these mountains all over.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're gonna come, if you're planning on coming to Vancouver for our meetup, there's a number of people that are also coming with some plans to ski as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Can join the BBT ski party after the après
Yep.
party, as well as
Opera,
even if yeah, even if you're not a
opera
skier,
trade
come to
ski
the
party. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I got stopped out on SMCI. Did not get that move. It looks like some of those buyers at 30 moved up and came in, and so we're back up at S4 on SMCI.
I think a Tesla. Tesla's trying to push back up here. The unfortunate thing for Tesla is that market still seems there still seems to be some sellers waiting in the wings here.
Mm-hmm.
Still holding a little bit of Tesla. It's kind of back around my break even. So let's see what it's going to do here. It's definitely a day you want to take profits on moves up to get nice moves and take some money off. There goes
Yeah.
Nvidia or Tesla. Nvidia's sorry, I'm saying Tesla. I think I meant Nvidia. I did mean Nvidia. Nvidia's trying to hold this 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart here. But yeah, now S3 is becoming a bit of a area of resistance. Now we're selling off here.
R3 on Nvidia, you're saying?
Yes, or yeah, on Nvidia, yes. Nvidia might do 920. So at that time of day, it's a little bit late for 920, and you've already done one. 920 is when stock price breaks below the 9 EMA and comes down and touches the 20 and bounces off it. So we did one on Nvidia at pretty close to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I see
maybe
those
going to
when
do
you
one
call
now.
those out. I see those working out quite a bit. It's not
Yeah.
really a trade that I take, with options, but yeah, those.
Yeah.
It is interesting how much that actually works, and you can see Nvidia right at 10 o'clock, wicked down
Mm-hmm.
to the 20, and
Touches the
then
net.
boom,
Yeah, and then
right back up.
bounces right off it. Yeah. Yeah. Usually the first one is the best one. After that, they are more 50-50.
AMD just
Mm-hmm.
chopping around here. Still downside orders on AMD. More looking like more to the downside than to the upside, but we're just in this range.
So yeah, let's see what. So no positions for me now. So that was
Same.
didn't work out as well as I had hoped on Nvidia, but was really hoping to get to 139 on the rest. We still may get there today, but again, now we're into some selling. RCAT.
Yep. Yeah,
RCAT's popping up on the scanner.
This isn't a day that I'm overly keen on taking too many trades. Just kind of a weird,
Yeah.
choppy day.
Yeah, look at that. I sort of lost Nvidia through the 20 as well. So now we're looking at PDC might bounce here.
Yeah, SPY still chopping around S6. Yeah, so AMD got a big order at 122. Kind of watching AMD here. Right at S4 again. Yeah, if
Oh, there
AMD
goes
pushes,
the Qs.
yep,
The Qs are
yep,
dropping again. SPY's going testing low of day here. So yeah, the sellers are definitely still in control.
yep, yep. Oh yeah, SPY push with volume underneath S6.
Yeah, at some point we are going to get some support here. See the Qs or the
Yeah, you would expect that with just a gap down like
yeah.
we saw on SPY. There's typically
See
there's eager
where
buyers looking to come in and shorts who are profit taken.
maybe 511 somewhere around there with on the Qs. We might get some support. Let's see what it looks like on the SPY here. We should be
Still
at
haven't.
right. We should be very close to support on the SPY. This
Yeah,
585 level.
another big push up on SPY and the Qs trying to hold this here. So where do you have S6 on the Qs, Brian? 511.48.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I'm wondering if we'll get down to that and then reject there. Yeah, AMD's total chop fest. Yeah, I am a little. You mentioned GME
Yeah.
a while ago, and I am a little
Yeah.
intrigued by GME's daily chart. Kind of cup and handle looking. We'll see if
Yeah.
has Roaring Kitty
It did.
said anything recently, or
Not that I know of, but
yeah,
yeah, this breakout looks a little dicey on the after the cup was formed.
hmm
Doesn't look.
yeah, yeah. It tried,
But
but
it's pretty.
sort of
Yeah,
failed.
it's pretty wiki. I mean, it's a pretty wiki um, daily chart. It throws a
Yeah,
lot of these false breakouts and false breakdowns, and then comes back or comes down. I don't know.
right. Yeah, when it
Hard to
comes to
trade. I
long
mean,
term
there's
moves on the
the
meme
volume
stocks, I
on.
don't trust them at all.
Yeah, I mean the volume on the or the volume of shares in GME is I think is it's massive, isn't it? It's let's just see here. I'm kind of curious. GME. It seems like we're kind of running out of steam on the sellers.
Yeah,
Yeah, float is 407 million on GME. The short interest is about 7.5%.
gotcha.
It actually makes money. Let's see, the PE is 180, 179.
Hmm. Hmm. How?
God, that's even even that even puts Tesla to shame. Tesla's PE
Yeah.
is like 60 or 70, isn't it? No, it's 114
Yeah.
on
Wow.
Tesla's forward PE.
Wow. Yeah. There's a lonely GameStop in my town, and I don't even live in, it's not a super populated area. We're just kind of centrally located between a couple big cities here in New York, and there's just a GameStop sitting there doing who knows what over, in one of the
Awesome.
shopping plazas. And I drive by it and shake my head thinking about the crazy GME short squeeze days. But yeah, I still don't quite understand why they're still in business, but
Yeah. So many online games now, but
yeah.
all right. So, I hear the music.
Yep.
Well, everybody out there in YouTube land, thanks for joining us this morning. We did get some good trades in, and
Yeah.
the market's crazy today. So
Yeah.
take care,
Nice trading
everybody.
with you, Brian.
Good to trade with you. Cheers, everybody.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.